Let's welcome in former White House advisor under the Trump administration and host of the Gorka Reality Check, Dr. Sebastian Gorka. Great to have you on here. A couple of takeaways from night 2 at the DNC. What did you think of maybe the political theater that was going on here? There were some speeches we had Bernie Sanders, we had Chuck Schumer, we had Barack Obama, as well as Michelle Obama. What did you make of their speeches? And there's a lot of it seemed like attacks on Trump, but not a lot of substance on policy.
Well, not only that, it's bizarro world because everything they accuse conservatives or President Trump of doing, they are actually doing themselves. It's like my colleague Dennis Prager says, whatever they say we are doing, they've already committed. So this whole concept of a threat to democracy and the looming dictatorship, well, you know, I'd like to see them have on stage, as we did at the RNC, Peter Navarro, who had just been released that very day from a political prison in Florida. Right now, my former White House colleague, Steve Bannon, is sitting in Danbury Federal Prison. Why? Because he refused to comply with a legal subpoena from Nancy Pelosi's illegitimate January 6th committee. So there is no level of gaslighting they're not prepared to perform. So that's the one thing. That's the big strategic thing. On the flip side, as you were just talking about, the attacks, the subtle digs against Joe Biden weren't very subtle from Michelle Obama or anyone else. The fact they made the current incumbent on the first night wait till after prime time to give his speech, the fact that Nancy Pelosi, who ousted him from his position, is holding up a "We love Joe" sign, yeah. It really was perverse.
And Harris wasn't there last night. She was campaigning in Wisconsin. But, I mean, the Democrats, they'll say, well, this was strategic. We got her out there campaigning. We have millions watching the Obamas give their speech. But is there more here at play that we're not seeing?
I think, you know, this is just theater. This is just a circus, bread and circus, you know, for the people in the cult that is today's Democrat Party. I mean, think about that, how bizarre that he comes on stage, the current president comes on stage, and he has a standing ovation for minutes, and they're screaming, "We love Joe." This is the man that they literally threw under the bus just a few weeks ago. What kind of organization, what kind of group of people screams, "We love you," to somebody who they've literally politically stabbed in the back? It's hard to credit. If you live in the real world and you're not a member of a cult, it's hard to understand how these people do what they do. And then you add, you know, the cherry on top of the sundae, the 18-foot IUD device, the taco truck for abortions that's, you know, fully booked, and then the free vasectomies. I just got one thing to say. I will pay for any Democrat to get a vasectomy, okay? Sign me up. Democrats, we don't need your babies, so I will pay for those vasectomies.
Last question, I go back to Obama. He says, we can secure our borders without tearing kids away from their parents. Literally on the same day, DHS Inspector General revealed 291,000 children who crossed the border illegally under border czar Kamala Harris are unaccounted for. How can he make that statement? And the DHS literally releases that report same day.
Yeah, this is one of the darkest aspects of the current administration. That's why Alejandro Mayorkas, for all the problems you may have with Biden, Alejandro Mayorkas is a truly evil man because he worked in the Obama administration at a very high level at the Department of Homeland Security. So he knows that when he comes in and under Biden's orders opens the spigot, just removes all the border regime we put in place, that he knows children are going to be abused. I mean, left-wing organizations like Human Rights Watch, non-MAGA organizations like UNHCR have stated upwards of 60% of the women and young girls trafficked across the border by the coyotes are raped and sexually assaulted. And then they're lost into America, so traffickers can abuse them day in and day out. That's when you know the Democrats are a truly evil party.
We're expecting to hear from former President Clinton tonight here, day 3 of the DNC. Sebastian Gorka, always a pleasure. Thank you so much. Great insight.